What are you on a
No.
farm? You're on a cornfield?
Yes. In Iowa. No, where is it?
Yeah, Iowa, Nebraska, they all love corn.
Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas has more wheat.
Oh,
Kansas is flat. When I drove cross country, you see for miles and miles. It's crazy. It's just flat like a pancake.
like Texas. Texas is
Yeah,
flat
Texas
as a
goes
pancake.
forever and ever. Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
I saw some cows and some big Cadillacs with horns in the front.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, there in Texas?
No cops, nothing. You can drive there at 150
Oh, yeah, just
miles an hour.
nobody cares.
Yeah, on the freeway 10.
Oh, in the 10. Oh, right. You go cross country. Right.
It's straight.
Yeah.
It's a big country, Texas.
It's very big. Yes.
In San Antonio, there's mountains.
Yeah. Parts of the hill country, parts of it is not flat. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I came, I passed San Antonio and I said, oh, it's still not too dark. I'll go a little bit. And the moment I said that, all of a sudden I'm going up a mountain. I said, oh, shoot. And then I saw a sign. It said the Swiss Cottage Hotel to the right. I don't know. It was nice. All wooden cabins.
In Texas?
In Houston.
Interesting.
And each room had an outside jacuzzi.
Wow, nice.
It was cheap, but dirt cheap. But it was nice.
Yeah. Like to keep saying for vacation, she wants to visit like all the national parks, like Chaim Teichman used to do. He used to go visit all the parks.
Who's that?
What's that?
Who is that?
Chaim Teichman. He used to go visit all the parks. Yeah.
Who wants to visit my Shoshana and Dahlia, both of them are in the bomb shelter.
Oh no.
Major rockets hitting the center of Israel.
Coming from where?
Who knows?
When? Just now?
Wow.
It just went off now. And they're in the bomb shelter, both of my kids.
Wow.
In Modi'in.
Uh-huh.
Oh yes. The sirens in central Israel.
Wow.
But it can't be Hamas. They're wiped out. They don't have.
It's the Houthis.
That's what they're saying?
It must be.
The Houthis have also been wiped out.
No, they haven't. They sent a missile yesterday. They sent a missile.
Yeah, the Houthis, I don't know where they have so many weapons.
From Iran.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but Trump said if anything comes from the Houthis, he's going to view it as an assault from Iran.
Well, he's going to do it then.
And he told Iran not to help them anymore.
By the way, I'm sure the whole discussion between Trump and Putin is each one is giving each other, like they're probably telling them, well, we're going to take Iran out and you're going to sit by the sidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just see that there were sirens in Tel Aviv right now.
Shoshana and Dahlia are in the bomb shelter.
Yeah.
2 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We're on Tzaddik on the base.
92.
B5.
Shala Cleopatra Malkasa es Rab Meir. Cleopatra, the queen, asked the fine question of Rab Meir. Well, just to put this in context, date-wise, Rab Meir lived 160 CE, and Cleopatra lived 44. She died 32 BCE, right? Because Julius Caesar was assassinated 44 BCE, and she bore Julius Caesar a child. And then there was the rebellion with Mark Antony, and then Augustus Caesar took over about 30 BCE. So you're talking about 200 years difference between the Cleopatra, they claim, is like the word Ptolemy,
Oh,
right? Ptolemy the one, Ptolemy the two, there were like 15 Ptolemies. So Cleopatra is the same thing. There was the name of multiple queens. And that may explain why. Yeah, and the Steinsaltz says it's name given to multiple queens.
like Paro.
Here it says also,
Like
Cleopatra
Paro,
was the
like
name
Paro.
we used for a long line of Egyptian queens.
Right, like Paro. Amra Yadana Dechai Shachvi. I know that the people who died will live. It says they will flower like the grass growing from the ground. So she believed in that. What she wanted to know is when the dead are revived, are they going to be naked or clothed? Amar lo kal v'chomer mechita. Rameir Sal teach you kal v'chomer from a wheat. Umachita shenikbra ruma. The wheat seed is naked, yet yotza become a levushin. But when it comes out of the ground, it's got stalk and it's got hair and it's dressed up. Tzadikim shenikborn b'levushein. Tzadikim that are buried in their clothing in tachrichin alachas kama v'kama, that when they arise, they will arise clothed. Armalei case of Rabbi Gamliel. A certain Caesar said to Rabbi Gamliel. Rabbi Gamliel is usually Rabbi Gamliel of Yavna, who lived in the year 100 CE. Amri to the Shachvichai, you say that the dead are going to live. Ha'avu afra v'afra mikachai. But everyone knows that dead people eventually deteriorate into dust. Dust doesn't have the ability to live. Amrle Barte, so the daughter of the Caesar said to Rabbi Gamliel, leave him alone. Ana madril, I will give him an ad. Let me answer him. Shnei yoitzrim. There are two potters who make pottery. Yesh bireinu. Echad yoitzrim min hamayim. Echad min hatit. One makes pottery from water. The other makes pottery from clay. Eiz man mishmach. Who is more skilled? Amar law. So he answered, Zeshi yoitzrim min hamayim. The one who creates from water. Amar lo. So she said to him, "Imin hamayim sar min hatit lo kol shekei." So because the craftsman who makes it out of water can make it out of water, certainly he can make it out of clay. And that's the nimshal was, well, Hashem, the initial world was all water. And he created the whole world from it. So certainly he would be able to create a human being again from afar, from dust. Dver Bishmuel Tana. The yeshiv from the yeshiv Rabbi Shmuel, they learned Kavachomer Mekli Schuchis. I'll tell you from a glass blower. Ma klei schuchis shamon beruach basar v'dam. The people that make clay are blown from a human being. And nishbru yesh len takana. If they break, you can fix them because you can gather them, heat them up again, and make the kalim again. Basar v'dam. Rucha shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hashem breathed the life into human being, alachas kama v'kama, that if they break, he can recreate them. Armilahu mina l'Ravami. Certain Christians said to Ravami, Amrisu deshach v'chai, you say that the dead will live. But we know that dead people deteriorate into dust. The dust doesn't live? Amrlo, so Ravami responded, Am shalach mashal. It's like a king who said to his servants, build me palaces in a place where there's no water and dirt. Halchu banu, so they went and built it. Liyamim naflu. Later on, they collapsed. Armlan chazru banu aso b'makom sheyesh afer mayim. Okay, go now and build me palaces in places where there is dirt and water. Amr lo, ein anu yachom, where you can't do it. Kosel hamelech. Makom shein mayim v'afer banisim. If you built it in a place where there wasn't water and dirt, achshav sheyesh mayim v'afer lachakram hakam, that you should be able to build it. So the creation of the human being was yesh ma'ayin. He came out of nothing. So certainly, if Hashem has dirt to work with, he can create it. Yatamamin, if you don't believe that I can create it from dirt, say lebika, go to the field, urei achbar, look at a mouse, shayom chetzev basar v'chetzev adama. It's not really fully alive. It's half flesh, half dirt. L'machar hishritz v'nasa kula basar. And then the next day, he'll be fully basar. So, Shema Toimar, Lizman Meruba.
Was that a special mouse or we don't? That's not possible. That must be a special mouse that they had then.
In the translation, here says squirrel.
Oh, yeah, but it can't.
Some say that it's not a mouse, it's like some kind of like a snail. But we don't have, we don't know what it's talking about when it says it was made out of dirt.
Yeah, half dirt, half half.
Yeah. We don't know what that is.
We don't know what it is.
No. So, v'yatamamin, say lebik reach b'shayim adayin chetzev basar v'chetzev adam l'machar yishris nasa kula basar. Shema toimar, l'zman meruba, olalah v'reish hayom ein bo l'chilozin echad. Go to the mount, there's only one snail. L'machar yorduk shem, then it rains, v'nismali kula chazon, and you see millions of snails. These are all proofs that Hashem can, create, do the tchias hamesim from the dirt. Armalu haumina l'gviya ben psisa. Certain Christians said to gviya ben psisa. Vailachen chayve damris and maisi chayim. You are rishonim that you say that the dead will live. The chayim maisi, the maisi chayim. Live people die, and you're going to say dead people live? So, gviya ben psisa answered, Vailachon. Woe unto you, Rishoim, that you say that the Mesim don't live. Things that were never created are born from brand new, so those that lived already, certainly that they can live again. Omar, so the Min said angrily, Chayve Korisli? You call me a Rasha? I will kick you, and like Gvia was a hunchback. So imatosa kain rofel tikra, you will be called a expert physician. You'll be able to get you a lot of money. There was a book called Megillus Tainus, and it listed many days in that book that they had yontivs, where they didn't say tachma. Certain miracles happened on those days. The only 2 days that remain, that we still have, are Purim and Chanukah. One of the days was Be'esrim Varba B'Nisan, 24th.
Hold on a second. How old is Tachanun? Tachanun can't be. How old can it be?
And the Filas Apayim was established by Ansei Knesset Agdola the same time that they established Shmon Esrei.
Uh-huh.
And there are days where you don't say, in the language of Chazal wasn't Tachlin, they said, you don't fast and ein maspidim. You wouldn't give eulogies on those days and you wouldn't fast for rain or something like that. So in language of Chazal, when they said these days had to be treated like a yontiv, they didn't say, you don't say Tachlin on that day. They said, ein maspidin ve'ein, no, there's no tanis vehesped. That was all the dates in Megillus Tainus were those days, and they're all gone, except for Purim and Chanukah. So on the 24th of Nisan, they Gvia ben Psisa, I'm sorry, on that day, there were people who were trapping the people building Bayis Sheni, preventing them from building the Bayis, and they got rid of all of them. Yehudim Yerushalayim. Now, how did that work? Kishabal b'nei Africa l'dunim Yisrael Alexander Magdon. So, this is an episode where there were people from Africa, and the Alexander of Macedon, Alexander the Great, was traveling through Eretz Yisrael, and he was holding court. We know Shimon HaTzadik had a visitation with him, and Alexander got off the horse and bowed down to him, and saying that he would always see Shimon HaTzadik in his dream the night before he would win a victory. Now you're talking about 323 BCE, when Alexander the Great died. So, of course, this is now when they're trying to rebuild Bayis Sheni. We're going to see soon in Daniel, Ezra, Nehemiah, right? They came back 440, 420, because remember, we're 160-year difference, 586 BC, 420 is when Ezra comes back, 420 BCE, and they trying to build the base of Midrash. For about 100 years, they were having trouble building it. But we'll see here, Alexander cleared the path for them. It says the Bnei Africa came to argue with the Jews in front of Alexander the Great. Amru lo, Eretz Canaan shalanu hi. The Africans said, Canaan is ours. It says, Zosa Aretz asher tipol lachem benachala, Eretz Canaan legvuloseh. Uknan avun dani and shiavit. The Cham are the children of Canaan. Canaan is our forefather. So this is the land of Canaan, it's ours. Omar Gvia ben Psisa l'chachamim. Gvia ben Psisa said to Chachamim, Tnuli reshus ve'elech va'odon imon lifnei Alexander Magdon. Give me the permission to go and argue in front of Alexander the Great. Im yinatzchuni, if I win, Amru, Hedyot Shabbanon nitzachtem, that even a regular balabos beat them. I'm sorry, if they win out, you can say to the king, yeah, he was not one of our wise men, and therefore we still have the wise men in the bullpen. But if I win, Taurus Moshe nitzachtem. You can say to them, it was Taurus Moshe. You don't have to give me the credit. Nasl Rishus, V'halach V'dani Moim. So Gvia ben Psisa goes, so he asked the Africans, where are you bringing your source? I'll bring the proof from the Torah to Shnemar. Vayomer Arur Knan, Knan is cursed, Eved Avodim Yelecha. Knan will be an Eved to his brothers. Eved Shekon Nechasim. Eved Lemiu Nechasim. If an Eved gathered assets, who do they belong to? It belongs to the owner. So we Jews are your owner. Also, you owe us many years of servitude. Many years you haven't served us. Alexandra Malka, Chazir lo tshuva. So Alexander the Great told them, give the Jew an answer. Give us 3 days. They couldn't come up with an answer. Miyad barchu. They escaped. They left their fields planted. The and the vineyards planted. And the Jews had more food because they couldn't grow their own stuff. They had it from these goyim. It was helpful to them.
It seems that they think everything belongs to them still today.
Well, we'll see soon. These are the Africans. We're going to come soon to the Ishmaelim.
Yeah, but the Africans are, American belongs to them too.
Right. The Egyptians came. That before the Exodus, Hashem told the Jewish people, go and borrow kalim and everything you can from your neighbors. So the Egyptians now come to the Jews and say, "Tnulanu kesav v'zav shnataltem mimenu." Give us back the gold and silver that you took. Amar gvir b'mtzid l'chachamim. Tumli rishus, give me permission, ve'elech v'odim iman l'fnei Alexandra, and I'll carry on the debate. If they win out, you just won over a balabos. You can say it was the Torah that won out. They gave him permission. Where are you bringing your proof? I'll bring you proof from the Torah. It says that the Jewish people were in Egypt 430 years. We had 600,000 men between the age of 20 and 60 working for 430 years. Give us payment. So they knew they were in trouble. Give them an answer. Give us 3 days. They had no answer. They escaped, leaving their unharvested lands. The Bnei Yishmael, the Bnei Keturah are the Asians. We are the owners of Eretz Canaan. Told us Yishmael ben Avram. Told us Yitzchak ben Avram. Now they didn't say they own it completely. They say Shalonu v'Shalachem. It's 50-50. Avram had 2 children, Yitzchak and Yishmael. The Jews have half of it, and we have half of it. So here, at least, the Ishmaelim are admitting that the Jews own 50%. Now, in the United Nations, 1947, they divided Palestine into Arab. It was Arab and Jew. Now the Arab didn't accept it, and wanted to conquer the part that was given to the Jews as well. Give me permission, and I will go and debate them. If they win, you can say it was just a hedyot. You can say it was the Torah that won. Where's your proof? Hagar was a Pilegesh. She gave them gifts only. A father who distributes his assets when he's still alive, then Yishmael has no right to claim anything. My matonis, he gave them the name of Hashem to be used in an unnatural way to do kishuf. So Marcus Aurelius, who was a Caesar in the year of 180 BCE, so there's a Masor that he had many dialogues with Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, with Rebbe. He has written the Meditations. Marcus Aurelius was very intelligent. He's written, ethics, and we'll see a number of dialogues. Guf and Neshama yichol liftor atzmam min hadin. Antoninus said to Rebbe that, the Guf and the Neshama can get a pardon. Ketzah. Guf or Neshama chatas. The body can say that the Neshama is sinning. Shemiyom shapir shemimeni ani mutal kevin doimim bakever. Once the Neshama left me, the body just lies in the grave, doesn't do anything. Must be that the Neshama was the cause of all the sins. When Neshama meres Guf chatas shemiyom shapirash shemeni. Once I flew around as a Neshama, any parachas ba'avir katzipor, and I don't do any sins. So it's the body that's the problem. So Rebbe says, he had a king, Shaila Pardes, he had a beautiful orchard. Vayabo Bachuras knows. He had ripe figs. Vahoshi Boshnei Shomrim. He had 2 guards. Echad Chiger, one was lame. Echad Suma, one was blind. Omer Chiger L'Suma. The blind person said to the lame person said to the blind, I see beautiful figs. Bovar Kiveni, listen, you can walk. I can see. Let me sit on your shoulders. Unavim la'achlam. And we'll go eat them. Rochav Chiger Agabisum. So the lame person rode on the shoulder of the Suma, directed traffic. They brought together the figs and they ate them. The owner of the orchard shows up. Where are my beautiful figs? So the lame person says, what, do I have feet that I can walk? How can the blind person, how can I get them? I'm blind. So the balabos was not dumb. Here came he put the chiger on top of the blind person and he judged them as one. Maybe neshama v'zorka baguf. At the end of time, by Tchias HaMesim, Hashem puts the neshama back in the guf and there's a final judgment. Shenemar Yikra l'shamayim me'al vel arts ladin amo. Yikra l'shamayim me'al zu neshama vel arts ladin amo zaguf. Amarle Antoninus l'Rebbe. Antoninus asked Rebbe, how come the sun rises in the east and sets in the west? What do you mean? If it rose in the west and set in the east, you'd ask me the same question. He was asking, why doesn't the sun rise in the east, go to the top, and then go back down into the east? What does it have to go down in the west? Because it wants to bow to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We know HaKadosh Baruch Hu lives in the west. The Kodesh Kadoshim is in the west. Let it go up to the noon to overhead and bend a little bit. And go back to the east. And for the Gemara, to set a 12-hour, to set a calendar, it had to set in the west. That way, everyone knew what time to go home, and the travelers and the workers. Period. Antoninus Rebbe. Neshama me'misaynit nebada. When does the neshama go into the fetus? Is it when the sperm comes together with the egg, conception? Or mishas yitzira, when there's a tzura of the uber, 40 days. Amar lo mishas yitzira, 40 days. Amar lo ken bod b'me'imo v'yotze? So what do you mean? What's going to be the first 4 days? How is it alive? I'm sorry. Amar lo mishas yitzira, amar lo efshar chaticha shel basar o medish shel shiyom below melech v'inem masrachas. A piece of meat cannot sit around for 3 days without salt. It doesn't rot. It must be ela mishas pkida. So Antoninus proves to Rebbe has to be from conception. Amar Rebbe, davar zelim dani Antoninus. This fact was taught to me by Antoninus. Mikra Misayaso, there's a pasuk. Shenamar uvkudasecha shamar ruchi. My ruach was protected since pekida, since conception. V'amar Antoninus Rebbe. Memes sayitzara shaleit ba'ada. When is the Yetzer Hara operative? Mishas Yitzira, from 40 days on, or Mishas Yitzira when it gives birth? Amar lo Mishas Yitzira from 40 days. Amar lo ken boed b'me'imo v'yotze. If it was from 40 days, the Yetzer Hara would be telling the fetus to kick and get out. Ela Mishas Yitzira. Then the Yetzer Hara comes into the fetus when he's born. Rabbi David Deni Antoninus. Antoninus taught me this, that the Yetzer Hara that leads to Chet comes when you leave the Pesach. Reish Lakish Rami. Reish Lakish showed a contradiction in Pesach Ksiv. Bami ver pisech harav yoledes yachto. That it implies that ba'achris hayomim, right? It's talking about the future. That there's going to be balimum in the future. Uksiv az yalei kayal pisech v'taron l'shoni leim ki nifku b'mibar ma'im u'ncholim ba'rava. which seems to imply there's going to be no Bali Mumin. Haketzad. Oimdim b'mumin u'misrapin. They stand up with their mum and they get healed. Ula rami ksiv bila amavis lanetzach. Hashem is going to get rid of death. Umach Hashem dima mal kol panim, and erase all the tears. Uksiv ki anar ben me'ar shana yamus. A person will die at 100 lo yem misham all yomim. So loy kasha kan be Yisrael. A Jew will not die. Kan b'nochrim, Nochrim will die at 100. Break more of a Nochrim, my boy. What are goyim doing there? There's going to be goyim then. Yeah. The goyim will watch our sheep, and they'll be our farmers. Rav Chisda Rami Ksiv, v'chafra alvana ubushra chama kimol Hashem tzvos. That the sun and the moon will not shine. Then it says, Vaya or alvana korach chama vorach chama yeshva time. The moon will be like the sun, and the sun will be 70 times. Loi kasha kali mosa Mashiach. Mosa Mashiach will be much greater light. Kan lo olam haba, there'll only be or Hashem alone, without the objects shining. Now, according to Shmuel, that ein ben olam hazeh mosa Mashiach elo shibud galyos bilvad. There's a sheet of Shmuel, the Rambam paskins this way, that the Mosa Mashiach is going to be exactly like it is now. There's got to be, the lion doesn't lie down with the lamb. Physical science, all the things, everything's going to be the same. It's just nobody will rule over the Jews. Well, but this is talking about magical things. That's not like Shmuel. So lo kasha, kan b'machnet tzadikim. Both are referring to not the Mosa Mashiach, referring to Olam Haba. For the Machnet Tzadikim, the light of the sun will be 70 times. Kan b'machnet Shechina, where the Shechina is, it's only the light of Hashem. Rava Rami. It says, Ani amis v'achayeh. So it seems like Hashem has koach to be mischayim mesim. Uksiv machatzti v'ne'erpo. So it sounds like Hashem can only heal. Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu. Mashani mimei misanim mechayeh. It means I have the power of that which I caused to die to live. Later on, if they have lived and they have an illness, I will heal them. Maybe it refers to not the same person. This guy will die, this guy will live. Like now, healing is the same person. The dying and the living is the same person. This is the answer to people who say there's no tchis ameis minator. Tanya, Amrab Meir. Minan tchis ameis minator shnemar. Az yosher Moshe of Israel es ashra zos lashem. It doesn't say shar in past tense. Lo nemer. Ela yosher, he will sing. Mitchan l'tchis ameis minator. Kayotze b'davar tomer. Az yivne Yoshua mizbeach Lashem. Yoshua will build him mizbeach. Bana lo nemer. It doesn't say he built it. Ela yivne. Mikan l'tchis ameis minator. Ela me'ato. Az yivne Shlomo bama l'chmor shikutz moav. In the future, Shlomo will build a bama to chmosh. Achiname di yivne? Does that tell in the future he's going to do that? No. Elamala cause of kilu bana, because he didn't stop his wives from doing it. It's just a phrase that as if Shlomo built it. Amr Yishub ben Levi. Minan l'chis ameis minator shneimar ashrei shuveisecha od yahalalucha sela. We will sing praises in the future. Yahalalucha lo nemar. Ela yahalalucha in the future. Mikan l'chis ameis minator. Amr Yishub ben Levi kol amr shir b'olam hazeh. Whoever sings shir in this world, zoich v'amr l'olam haba. Shneimar ashrei shuveisecha od yahalalucha sela. If he sings in this world, he will sing in the next world. Amr Rav Chia bar Rav Yochanan. Minan l'chis ameis minator shneimar kol tzofayich. Nasu kol yachdav yiranenu. They will sing. Ridenu lo nemer lo yiranenu. Mikan l'chis ameis minator. Rav Chia bar Rav Yochanan atidin kol nevim kol omrim shir b'kol echad. All the nevim will say shir in one voice. Shneimar kol tzofayich nasu kol yachdav yiranenu. Together. Rav kol amonei halacha mepi talmid. Whoever doesn't teach his talmid halacha ki ilu goes lo min nachlas avoyson. He steals from the inheritance from his father. Shneimar Torah tziv l'adam Moshe marasha kilas Yaakov marasha yilachol Yisrael m'sheish mei breishis. It's the Yerusha of Klal Yisrael. We'll stop here. This is probably the best I got it to an all of Shas.
Yes, like this.
Definitely the
The
best.
whole parak, the whole
The
parak.
whole parak, I mean, it's unbelievable.
I learned this in 10th grade with Rabbi Gruman. We learned Masechta Shabbos in the morning, and we had a Beis Medrash we had to stay, I think from 5 to 6. We had a yeshiva bro, we had to stay later, and we learned Perek Chelek. That's like a Agarata.
It's unbelievable, but the Agarata is just luck. But how come Yeshayahu is min Torah? We learned yesterday about Yeshua. That's taka min Torah, it says so. But yeah, Yeshayahu is from the Nevi'im. And the Gemara says it's min Torah.
It's Tanakh.
Yeah, but Tanakh is not min Torah.
In this aspect, in many times.
I hear what you're saying, but
Not a Doraisa Dikadin. It's a source for a pasuk.
Yeah, but it's unbelievable, Agata. It's really unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's like crazy stuff, and it's so well written. It's like,
but Antoninus and Rebbe has that. The best dialogues are between Antoninus. You can see he's asking philosophical questions.
right.
We should learn the Marsha here. The Marsha goes into depth. What do these questions really mean?
We should do that. I should make a share on that early. Seriously.
Yeah, but
We should do that.
I'm working on Daniel. Oh my God, there's so much material.
Really? I didn't realize that.
Daniel is a phenomenal.
Oh, good.
Well, because the truth is, you have to do research. It's not readily available. Because we've got to make sure we understand the chronology. We'll see. You'll see. There's going to be a lot of material on Daniel. And going into Ezra and Nehemiah, those three, also Esther, that fits into those four him, are going to be all one chronology. Okay, guys. So tomorrow, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 7. Yeah.
Same time. Okay.